Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to be talking about Path of Exile 2 again. Path of Exile 2 is one of my favorite games, and I adore the game to bits. I love Path of Exile 1 as well. I've played it for thousands of hours at this point, and I'm really looking forward to what will be the 0.3 patch for the Path of Exile 2 beta. It's the largest patch since release, and they're adding a whole new league, and there's going to be a lot of changes. They're adding in many things outside of leagues. No new class, no new weapon, which is fine, honestly. They really did need to sort of go back and focus on what we already have and try to polish that to the best of their ability, and it seems like they have done that. And like I said, I'm really stoked for it. The third edict coming out in a couple of days, and I just wanted to talk to you about what my plans were going to be, both for Path of Exile 2 and for the channel in general. It's not like this is a huge channel and these are some big moves that are coming, but you know, I like talking about things that interest me, and Path of Exile 2 and my channel are things that interest me, and also gives me a chance to sort of talk to you guys a little more, get to know you guys a little bit more. And like I said, even though we don't have a lot of subscribers and we're not a huge channel, it's always good when I see a comment on any of the videos. I'm always happy to engage with any of you who wants to discuss anything to do with the videos or the channel in general. So yeah, thank you to everyone who has watched all my videos so far and will probably watch this one. I really appreciate it. It's been very fun doing these. So anyway, back to Path of Exile 2. My plans are that I will be playing a warrior. I assure you I've heard all of the doom and gloom, and I will be playing in Hardcore SSF, and I will be playing a Mace Warrior. It may be tough, it may not be tough, it doesn't matter. I will not be using a shield. I like the power fantasy of swinging a big hammer or a big stick and just bonking the shit out of everything around me. I think Path of Exile 2 gives me that fantasy better than any ARPG I've played so far, despite how people like to sort of mock the game for its meaningful combat. I do find the combat meaningful. When I hit something with my hammer or stick in Path of Exile 2, I get a little adrenaline rush, or a little serotonin boost, or a dopamine boost, or whatever happiness chemicals you want to talk about. It just works for me. And even though there are a lot of people who dislike that the auto attack is a viable way to play the game, I love playing as just big man with big stick, just hitting things with pure physical damage, occasionally crushing them, maybe applying a little bit of bleed or a couple of slow debuffs or something like that. But that speaks to me. It speaks to me in many ways. And well, I've been playing mace and hammer builds in pretty much every single RPG I've ever played in my life. There's something just that's very appealing to me about that playstyle. And despite there being a lot of problems with mace builds that I've talked about previously in my many videos that I've recorded a few months ago, I still think there's a lot of potential there, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they end up finishing up the class, if you will. Now, I have a sneaking suspicion that Warrior is more of the sword and board class. They really want you to use a shield, and I'm not a shield guy. When they do release the Marauder, it'll probably appeal to me a little bit more than the Warrior than the Warrior does at the moment. But it's fine. I will make do with what they give me for now. And yeah, like I said, I'm honestly happy to give it a go. I will be dying a lot, and I will be restarting a lot. But if you look at my shorts on this channel, I've died lots and lots and lots of times. I don't mind it. I don't mind playing through the campaign 10 times, 20 times, 50 times. It's very fun to me. And every single time I'll try something a little different. Maybe if I'm bored of warriors, I'll play a couple of other classes here and there just for a palate cleanse. But I always end up going back to warrior. And I foresee myself doing the same this time around. Now, the reason why I'm not joining in on the doom and gloom patrol as everyone else seems to be right now, and I do think a lot of the reason for the doom and gloom right now is it reminds me of, like, if you follow any major sport, whether it be basketball, football, American football, or whatever, The off season is when you get a lot of the weird transfer rumors, or you get like weird podcasts or news reports that are just really out there and don't really have that much to do with the sport. I mean, you will know what I'm talking about. And I feel like a lot of the discourse now, because there's a lot of anticipation, a lot of people are looking forward to the patch. And by the way, the first weekend will be free for everyone. You don't have to buy the beta access. You can play for free. So there's a lot of hype around this. And I think that a lot of the creators are a little frustrated because they don't have all the information available to them right away, and they can't build and plan accordingly. And I kind of get it. When this is your job, league launches are the best time basically to get new viewers, to bring in the old viewers, basically to make money. I mean, when this is your full-time job, you want to get paid, and the best time to do that is at league launch. And for many of these creators, they are build makers, and they're the people who post detailed build guides out there for everyone to follow, and this is how they built their brand. And I understand a little bit of the frustration there. Maybe they look at the patch notes, they see a bunch of nerfs and think, oh man, as a warrior I'm going to be lagging behind and I'm going to lose viewers. So maybe that's a part of the negativity. Maybe people are just frustrated with the realities of what a beta test entails. But I mean, in the worst case scenario, they'll end up patching and buffing everything anyway, right? So I don't really care about the doom and gloom at all. In fact, I don't think it'll be as bad as everyone says it will be. We still don't know what the tree holds. We don't know any of the new nodes. For example, I'm expecting... Oh, look who it is. Those of you who watch my videos will have met her before, but... This is my cat. And, he's my favorite person. That's right, I call her a person. So yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I expect, like, people are talking about how the armor buffs seem a little weak, and I understand that point of view. You want to go? Alright, bye-bye. I understand that point of view, but we haven't seen the tree yet. They're adding a whole bunch of new nodes. We don't know if armor gets buffed additionally on the tree. People are like, oh, they really want you to use active block or whatever, but I still think there are going to be ways to increase your block on the tree. For them to have nerfed it this much, they must be giving power somewhere else where they have to have thought, all right, you know what, we'll scale things back a bit and then we'll buff them accordingly, which is what they always do. So I suggest that without seeing the tree, dooming and glooming is a little premature. And even if we do see the tree, there are a lot of big changes in the form of, I mean, if you play Path of Exile 2 and you've been following the developments, you already know. We'll be able to use multiple supports on different skills now. And they're adding a whole bunch of new support skills. They're adding new tiers to previous support skills. They're buffing a lot of these support skills. And we don't know these interactions. It reminds me in 0.2. I recall starting out with the Huntress, and it was just frustrating because I didn't know how to play, and it just felt weak and it felt awful. And then around day 2 or 3, while I was trying a Rake build instead of the Elemental build, I accidentally put Rake on the vaulting skill, disengage, sorry. I put Stomping Ground on my disengage because it was a red gem I could use and I just wanted to see, and I had nothing else to slot in there, and I thought, you know what, we'll try it. And it turned out to be really good. And then I remember going into the forums and checking out, and people were putting Stomping Ground on Rake because it's a travel skill. And I tried that and it was incredible. It felt suddenly the game opened up and I could get really far in the game. And on top of that, then they went on to buff the spear skills. They buffed it a little bit too much. If you ask a lot of players, we got the lightning spear skills that were very overpowered and played by everyone. I never played lightning spear. I don't like playing the really powerful builds. I enjoy suffering. I enjoy playing what I think looks cool and feels cool, even if I die 100 times with it. I like to play the way I like to play. So I still think a lot of the doom and gloom is exaggerated. like I said, we've got the skill tree to look forward to. We've got new support skills to look forward to. There's going to be interactions there that will be broken that even they don't know about. And I'm pretty sure something will happen along those lines. Because that's what's always happened with every single Path of Exile 1 and 2 leak. Those of you who've been playing either game will have known this, will have come across this previously. So yeah. I will be playing a Titan, because that's what I enjoy. I don't enjoy the Warbringer as a concept. I don't like totems. I don't like playing totems. I don't like shields. The Smith of Kitava, it was powerful last patch, but I didn't really play it because the Titan is just the perfect power fantasy for what I wanted to do in the game. And like I said, I played it without a shield last time as well, just with a two-handed hammer, and I actually made it to the end game a couple of times. I even got a couple of tiers of maps in before dying to carelessness or volatile plants or something like that. And it was still fun to get through, and I'm sure it will happen again, especially with everything buffed. So I will be playing a Titan. I will be playing a Mace Warrior. It will be hardcore SSF. And like I said, I will die a lot, and I'm okay with that. Now, I am very curious to check out the new support combos. Like I said, I'll be trying a lot of different things. Every time I basically get a chance to try a new support gem in a certain configuration, I will be doing it. I will be trying Bleed a lot more this time. Since we can actually use the Bleed gem more than once, it'll be fun to see how that works out. I do enjoy the auto attack builds. There's something very satisfying to me about the basic attack. Just a pure stick bonk, and you being able to slot in whatever support gems you want to whatever you want to play. So if you want a more bleed based thing, you can add more bleed. If you want to add shockwaves, you can do shockwaves. One of the stronger things I got working last time was with all the shockwave nodes on both the Titan Ascendancy and the tree, and the shock skills. So I'll be trying that for sure. We'll be trying it with the auto attack. We'll be trying out, I've always talked about in my previous videos, I've talked about being tired and frustrated at the mandatory gap between skills, between not the cooldown, because you can scale the cooldown, but there was a mandatory break for every mace skill. Like for Sunder it was 0.7 seconds, I believe, and this was a hard limit that you couldn't scale at all. And now they've removed that. They've made Sunder a lot slower, but they have removed that 0.7 second delay. So technically, with enough attack speed, we should be able to scale Sunder to hit back-to-back really, really fast. So I'll be trying that for sure. And I'll be seeing if it is scalable. I'm looking forward to see if they did remove the minus attack speed nodes from the warrior side of the tree. That is something that always puzzled me. It is something I kind of agree with the general consensus about questioning the design choices. I have a few of those, not as many as people have said, but I never understood why they went for negative attack speed nodes on the warrior, which is already really slow and has a lot of delay built into their skills. So yeah, basically stacking attack speed and seeing what happens. I'm looking forward to doing that. I will probably play the Fire Warrior. I will be trying that out. I like the new skill where you throw the hammer like Thor does. You throw it, and then if you war cry near it, it blows up, and there's a lot of fire everywhere. I will be trying that as well. Since I probably will be dying a lot, every time I die I'll just try a different warrior build and rotate among them. And in general, eventually, after dying back to back a few times, I will also try out some of the other skills, because I like going for a palate cleanser every now and then. I'm curious to see what the sorceress will do with the multi-elemental damage. But before, previously, you'd have to go for one elemental damage type and just build on that. Now we can do all of them. So I'm kind of looking forward to trying that, even though spellcasters aren't my favorite power fantasy. I will be trying sorcerers. I do like elemental mages. I probably will never play minions. I just minions don't appeal to me at all. The witch as a class doesn't really appeal to me unless it's like a chaos dot caster, but I don't think I'll be getting around to trying that this patch, maybe in the future. I will definitely be trying the Hollow Palm monk. I like the idea of like a kung fu master monk. It would be very fun. And I like monk anyway. Monk has always been a close second favorite. I've always tried to play monk when it's been available. There's something very appealing about just the martial arts class. And Freeze Deadeye was something I was always looking forward to. There have been a lot of buffs and additions to that. And I know everyone's going to be playing Deadeye, and I know Deadeye is powerful, but I don't care. Like I said, I'll always play something that appeals to me, and I like freeze bow builds. They appeal to me. I'll also be trying physical bow builds, a bleed or a poison bow build. Again, because we can use more than one support, I'm expecting better poison options to be available now that I can use poison support gems on all of my attack skills, so that'll be fun to try out. Again, like I say, bleed bow might be fun. I'll definitely be trying that out as well. And generally the way I try these things out is I don't go into PoB or plan them. I just spec my character on the spot. I like the item collection aspect of it, even if I'm playing with my warrior. If I drop a couple of good bows, I'll just put it in my bank and just hold it there, so that when I do eventually play my Deadeye, I'll have some items ready to go. Oh, and by the way, for the warrior, I'll be trying both just armor and armor dex. Armor evasion, hybrid. I'll be trying both of them because, well, evasion looks cracked this time around, and I think going hybrid on the warrior may solve a lot of the problems that people are afraid about. I definitely want to explore that, so we'll be trying a little bit of that as well with warrior. Let's see, what else do I have on this list? I'll also be trying a dual wielding mercenary. Speaking of hybrid classes, speaking of strength dex hybrids, mercenary is something I haven't played that much. I've played it only a couple of times so far, so I'm looking forward to playing more of that on this patch, especially with all the evasion buffs. We'll be going for a dual wield for sure. Crossbows kind of appeal to me, but, you know, it's not a priority. I'd rather try, because like I said, the big hammer bonking is my first priority, my first love, the power fantasy I love the most, but the second one is dual wielding. We don't have daggers in the game yet, so I'll have to settle for dual wielding hammers. It'll be fun. Maybe I'll even end up trying Giant's Blood with 2 dual wielding hammers. We'll see how that rolls out. I don't think it'll be strong, but it'll be fun until we die. That's something to try. It's a shame that we don't have the duelist. After like the Marauder or the Warrior, I think my second favorite class would definitely be whatever the duelist class is going to be in Path of Exile 2. I think they may call it a Gladiator in this one. Gladiator was an Ascendancy in Path of Exile 1. In this one, I think it's just the duelist is just going to be called Gladiator. So I'll be looking forward to that when that's eventually released. Templar is my third favorite archetype, but obviously we don't have that one either. So those are all archetypes to try out in the future. But I will still try working those fantasies into what we have now. So yeah, expect a lot of failure, expect a lot of deaths, but at the end of the day, dying is fun in this game. I think so anyway. So some small predictions that I expect, and these aren't predictions that are out there. If you've played Path of Exile 1 or 2 for any amount of time, you will know that this is pretty much what happens at the start of every league. So there's definitely going to be some broken interactions. There are going to be so many new skills, no limits on supports, like we said, and there's going to be a whole bunch of things on the tree. And there's definitely going to be some broken interactions that GGG we're not aware of. This always happens. It's going to happen again, so I fully expect that. It may even happen with the warrior that everyone's dooming and glooming about. We'll see. It'll be funny if something is so broken on warrior that they'll end up having to nerf it. The rage there will be incomparable to anything we've seen before, so that'll be fun. We're going to definitely get a week 1 patch, probably the Wednesday or Thursday after release. There's always a week 1 patch. where they end up going through a balance check for all the skills that we get in the new patch, because like I said, there's going to be some broken stuff, and there's going to be a lot of things that are very underpowered, and GGG always talks about how it's easier to buff things afterwards than releasing something in a strong state and then nerfing them. It's going to happen again, so we'll get a lot of buffs. That's why I'm not too worried about Warrior being weak. If it's really bad, and clearly they've done a lot of work with armors, like there's no way they don't have a plan in the back of their head for when things do turn out to be lackluster. Like they've responded before, they'll respond again. It's gonna come, and they do have to focus on melee a lot more, because in the next few patches, the next classes, I think pretty much all of the classes that are left are melee, and they need to make all of those melee classes good. There's still a Marauder that's primarily a strength character. You've got the Templar that's coming, the Druid that's coming. Those are all strength characters. They need to get armor working this patch before they release anything further. So I'm expecting that even if Warrior is weak, we'll get buffs. It's a good time for them to test. So, and I'll definitely be testing. Oh, I'll be testing. And if things are weak, I'll make a video about it. I doubt anyone will see it at GGG. I would be surprised if anyone sees it, but you never know. So yeah, oh yeah, speaking of week 1 patches, Abyss is going to be a nightmare on launch. For those of you experienced with Path of Exile 1, you already know this. Whenever they release a new league mechanic, it's always overtuned. It's always incredibly difficult. As a hardcore SSF player, I may not engage with Abyss at all to start out with, because I just know it's going to be cracked. I know it's going to be a problem. Maybe I'll dip my toes in it a little bit at the start, but especially towards the end game, it's going to murder you. And I fully expect there to be a couple of balance passes for that to work. Like even with the week 1 patch, it may still be overtuned. It always happens with every GGG patch. And you know what? It's almost part of the fun for me now, predicting how overtuned things will be and how far they can nerf it without completely making it a pushover. It's happened in every league I've played. It'll happen again. So yeah, like I said, GGG always responds to complaints. They will this time as well. So provide your feedback. Just try not to curse all of Jonathan's family and extended family and pets in the process, like everyone seemed to last time. They'll get around to it. It's fine. They're not idiots. They'll fix things slowly enough. Slowly but surely enough. It'll be fine. And for those of you who are new, especially those of you who are going to play week 1, just play what you want to play. Play whatever looks good to you. Don't try to min-max and FOMO your way out of any fun. Those of you who are experienced with the game as well, those of you who aren't going to be playing for the free weekend, but the actual entire patch, it doesn't matter what the most broken build is. It really doesn't. Just play what you enjoy. It'll be so much better. And if you want to min-max, obviously there'll be a ton of guides for you to do that if you're that kind of person. You'll have plenty. You're not going to beat the streamers anyway. Alright? Just take it easy. See what works out for the streamers. Everyone's playing Deadeye. Start out with the Deadeye and see what happens. But yeah, just chill. I don't understand the rush everyone has to be this chasing after market prices because of FOMO. You're just pushing yourself out of any fun you're going to get from the game. But I don't want to get too preachy either. So, but yeah, just play what you want to play. And despite what everyone says, it is a beta test. We still don't have half of the weapons or classes in the game. Things will be broken again. Things will break again. Things will be nerfed again. And then more things will be broken again. And then more things will be added and they'll be broken and nerfed. So just take it in a stride. Enjoy the patch for what it is. It really is a good game. I don't get a lot of the... I really don't understand a lot of the doom and gloom. I guess for some people, it really isn't their cup of tea, and that's fine. But I think a lot of people really... I keep saying the same thing. I keep going back to the same points, but I do really think a lot of people just doom their way out of any fun they could potentially have. So just don't do that. It'll be fine. And as a last note, I will be multi-streaming on YouTube and Twitch. I've started a new Twitch channel just for this. My previous Twitch channel, which had the Azuma Day name, I was streaming in Turkish for most of... Well, not for most, for pretty much all of that channel's life. and I've changed that to just the Turkish only language channel. And the new channel will be streaming, multi-streaming with YouTube at the same time, and I will be streaming in English. Drop by, you know, watch me die a bunch of times. Let's have a chat, let's talk, discuss things. It'll be fun to see you guys around. Even if it's just 2 or 3 of us, it'll still be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And I will be making a bunch of videos like this one on what I think needs to be changed, what I think could be improved. Just like I did in the 0.2 patch, I'll be doing it again. Just because I like the game, it doesn't mean I don't see the problems with it. I just think and know that the problems will be solved eventually. But the best thing that I can do is just try and provide the feedback in the best way possible, in the clearest way possible. The Space Station 14 videos will continue to be made. For those of you who don't know, the Space Station 14 videos I do on the Black Pants Legion server. And the server isn't up all the time. We get together and play a bunch of games twice a week. So what'll end up happening is I'll record like 6 or 7 episodes per week on the 2 days that we do play. And most of the time, most of those episodes will be usable, will be watchable. Very rarely things don't work out very well in the rounds, and I don't feel like it would make a good video, so I end up not uploading it. But for the episodes that do end up turning out to be something I want to share, I will be sharing. So Space Station 14 will not be stopping. For the initial couple of weeks, when the patch first releases, I'll probably also stop any indie game playthroughs I'm doing, because I'll be playing Path of Exile full-time pretty much. So you may see those videos stop, the 10 of you who watch those videos. I apologize in advance, but I will be going back to them. I will always play indie games on the side. I will always be both trying out, reviewing, and, you know, recording new episodes of games that I like to play. So yeah, that's basically what you can look forward to. I'm also going to be straight up with you guys. I'm a little nervous when talking to the camera. When I'm streaming, it's okay because I'm used to streaming on camera and I'm used to having the chat on my monitor and I can sort of gauge how things are going. But when actually making YouTube videos like this, I get really nervous and self-conscious just because I'm not sure if things are going the way I want them to go. I'm very hypercritical of myself, so any of you who want to provide any feedback on any of my videos, please do. I'm more than happy to see or read what you think. Any criticisms or suggestions, I'm down to read, even if I can't implement them straight away or at all. It's still good to know. And I'd also like to know what you think about having face cam on the games I'm playing. When I'm playing Path of Exile, the face cam will be on, obviously. When I'm streaming, the face cam will be on. When I play the indie games, I'm not sure if having the face cam on or off is a good idea. Please let me know. The Space Station 14 videos, I'll never have face cam on because I think it ruins the immersion a little bit. So Space Station 14, definitely faceless. The rest, I'd like to know what you guys think. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, once again. It's a new channel. I've been enjoying making videos and sharing it with you guys. We don't get a lot of views, we don't have a lot of subscribers, but you know, it's still fun. And I'm going to be doing this for a long time, so strap in, as they say. And I hope things work out and things get better as we go along. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.